Hey, little guy.
Wait a minute. How tall are you
Who's
again?
the tall one here? Oh, no, we said it at the same time. I thought you were the big one here.
You calling me fat?
No, I'm calling you big, like Big the Cat.
Froggy? Where's my Froggy?
And to be clear, I'm not calling you stupid either.
Because Big the Cat
Big
is
the
not
Cat is-
stupid, but
No,
he's
he
not
is
the
not.
brightest bulb in the box, the sharpest tool in the shed. What is the crayon box one? Because I only know the sharpest knife in the crayon box, and that's just combining all of those kind of the same analogy.
And I don't even want to consider the idea of a knife being in the crayon box. That situation is beyond my. I don't want to.
Also, it would have to be like an X-Acto knife, because I don't think any other knife would really fit in a crayon box.
Anyways, we're moving beyond the schoolhouse. We're talking about Big the Cat today.
Yeah, we're talking about Big, who he's so laid back, he doesn't care about school, man. He probably never went to school because he lives in the woods with Froggy.
Having a small little hut out in the mystic ruins, Big the Cat is known for his best little friend, Froggy, and also, I guess, kind of pet, and finding himself in every conceivable situation imaginable.
I feel like he's the embodiment of wrong place, wrong time.
Even when he is in the quote wrong place at the quote wrong time, everything's fine.
Yeah.
He's totally chill.
No.
There was only one bad thing that happened to Big, I think, really, and I guess that was being turned into a Zombot, but he and Froggy were both turned into Zombots, so I guess it all worked out.
He didn't even really know what was going on. But I don't think we want to jump into that right now, because I do want to talk about that entire story.
Let's bring it back. Who the heck is Big the Cat? Why is Big the Cat? How is Big the Cat?
So Big the Cat, he's a big purple cat. His first game was Sonic Adventure, I believe. They threw him in because they wanted to really mix up the gameplay. Instead of having an action adventure, it's fishing. It is rage-inducing fishing.
It's funny how I feel like the original intent was to add Big as a means to kind of break up the action, let the players kind of chillax a little bit. But at least for some of us, it wound up having the opposite effect.
Oh yeah, no, because so many players complain about playing as Big in that game because the fishing is not amazing.
Which confuses me too, because Sega had a whole run of fishing games, the bass fishing games. Mm-hmm. You'd think they know how to do it at this point.
Well, actually, was that before or after Sonic Adventure? I thought part of it was this was one of their first attempts at doing fishing. That's part of why it's a little rage-inducing. They don't fully explain how to fish.
Lycos, do you know when Sonic Adventure came out? Sega Bass Fishing came out in 1997 for the Dreamcast. Oh, I'm sorry. No, 1997 arcade cabinet, 1999 for the Dreamcast.
Sonic Adventure was 1998.
There was at least an arcade cabinet version of Sega Bass Fishing before Sonic Adventure came out.
Okay.
But I guess they only had one title, so I guess they learned a little bit more. Maybe they used some of their knowledge from Sonic Adventure to specifically improve the next Sega Bass Fishing game.
Big frustrating is they don't fully explain the fishing in Sonic Adventure. I remember when I was playing it for my channel, I was having a hard time with it.
Same.
I learned when a Froggy bites down on your line, there's a high chance that he'll just spit it out. When he bites down on it, you have to wiggle the joystick, which nowhere in the game do they say you have to do that to actually get him on the line.
Well, to our lovely listeners, if you struggled to do it, now you know how to wiggle that joystick.
I'm talking about it here. I talked about it in my episode because I had to look up online at 5 different sources, and only one of them actually was oh yeah, you have to wiggle the joystick when he bites it, and that's how it goes. And why is there's nowhere else? This
and
needs to be more accessible.
And I will never let it go.
That is ridiculous.
I know this is one-way track. Tell me now how long this will last.
You play as Big for 3 stages, and then you have a boss fight. His boss fight is really weird. You just have to toss your line into Chaos 6 and hope you hit Froggy. This boss fight can take a variable amount of time, because I have a solid memory where I threw my rod the second I loaded in and caught Froggy immediately.
Dude, speedrunner's dream.
Basically, it was not even a second. It was great. Or maybe a second, but still, I was wow, that was quick.
And it's wild to me that what we've established about Big the Cat is that he is just a chill guy. He doesn't think fast. He doesn't think complicated. He thinks very simply. And I say that as a positive sentiment. He winds up being able to look at the more simple explanation of things faster than anybody else can. Everybody else is overthinking things while Big is just underthinking things. And sometimes it is just as simple as casting your line into the giant lizard-looking dragon-ish water monster and hope for the best. And that totally applied, at least in this case. If there's anything that is a perfect foil to the high-speed action dynamics of Sonic the Hedgehog games and just lore in general, it's Big the Cat. It's like he acts as opposed to being like a comic relief, which he definitely does act as, it's sort of like a plot relief. Foil, I think, is the better word to be used
No,
here.
I think foil is the better. He likes to kick back, relax, and just fish.
He doesn't really actively seek out all this action and stuff like we see some of the other characters do. I mean, we were talking about Cream a little bit, who enjoys a nice life at home with family, and Big really vibes with that as well, except he doesn't really need the family. He's got Froggy. Yeah. He's got his fishing rod, and he's got his little hut in the woods, and he's happy with that. But when his friends are in trouble,
he's there.
He'll go out and he'll do something about it.
Yeah, kind of going back to like relating him to Cream. Like Cream will like actively like go on adventures. If Sonic's going on adventures, she'll be like, oh, can I come along? Versus Big, he'll just be like, okay, cool, have fun. I'm just gonna vibe and fish. As long as I got my fishing and I got my Froggy, I'm a good time.
Despite Big's size and demeanor, he honestly keeps up with the teams just fine.
Oh, yeah.
Naturally, he was a big proponent in Team Rose in Sonic Heroes, and he has the ability to run relatively fast, or at least keep up with Amy and Cream. He's got mad strength, dude. And he can even do that little belly bounce that he does, where he quite literally makes tremors in the ground, very similar to Zomom, the Zeddy. The Big character's got a similar thing there.
I mean, we even knew from Sonic Adventure, Big was crazy strong because
that's fair.
In Station Square, he sees Froggy go under a car and then into the sewer, and Big just casually picks up the car and goes in the sewer.
Oh, yeah.
And the car is like, what, like 2,000 pounds or something like that?
Alexa, how heavy is a car?
On average, a car weighs around 3,680 pounds.
And the fact that he just casually does this, just picks it up and drops.
They don't call me Big the Cat for nothing. It's in my muscles.
Big is jacked.
Big is just like all muscle. I bet he himself weighs 3,600 pounds in muscle alone, which means Cream is even more powerful than we thought she was.
That is the secret behind Team Rose, is they are all basically 100% muscle in terms of weight.
I believe that about all the Sonic characters.
Oh, man.
But like, not only that, like, he's superhuman, he's super chill, he's a fun-loving guy, he's super friendly. Dude can spin dash, can belly bounce. Dude's got abilities to match up with the rest of the teams, despite his seemingly large appearance, which honestly gives me vibes of Omega, who also has a couple of implications about, you know, maybe not being good with his sight, or maybe not being the most level-headed robot, but like, he's still a well part of the team, despite the differences. Yeah. The other thing that I question about Big the Cat is that despite the fact that he seems to prefer his time at home fishing with Froggy, I guess he's actually a little bit more adventurous than we give him credit for. Because we also see Big the Cat making cameo appearances throughout a number of the other Sonic games, but also even you were saying during the last episode, Lycos, that he has his own big adventure in the comic series as well. So he's clearly doing his own adventuring.
He likes to stay home and chill unless Froggy's gone, in which case for Froggy, he will travel through hell and back to find Froggy. Froggy is the reason for his adventures. Froggy is just gonna hop along somewhere and Big's gonna be like, oh, where's Froggy? And then like, I don't know, like level cities, level Eggman empires, destroy everything just to find Froggy.
Honestly,
by the way, I'm just picturing just him just casually just walking through buildings and like walking through like the support pillars and just the buildings crumbling on him, and he's just still casually just strolling with his fishing rod.
It's like an action scene for a movie, and it's just Big the Cat completely stone-faced moving forward with a thought bubble of Froggy. And I gotta say, dude, if I were Froggy, and I knew that this hulking purple cat would always come to my aid, even if I was just, you know, conveniently out of sight, I'd feel so secure. Could you imagine?
Froggy is a chill frog. He doesn't have like a tank or anything. He literally just vibes with him. And somehow they just have this understanding. Froggy doesn't talk, but
Yeah.
they understand each other.
Or at the very least, Big understands Froggy. At least that's what he tells other people. Like, they don't talk or anything like that. It's not like they share a language. Big just knows.
I don't know.
A piece of me wants to believe that there's a piece of like chaos energy in there that is helping a little bit of telepathy, but it could just be as simple as Big's really good at vibe checking people.
I mean, I think it's more the vibe check because he was able to do that before Froggy consumed Chaos's tail and a Chaos Emerald. So I would say it's
more
just
on
pure vibe check.
And more on the vibe check thing too, like especially when we get into Team Sonic Racing or whichever game that Dodonpa became introduced in.
Yeah.
It's explicitly stated that like Big the Cat from the very beginning was like, no, Dodonpa's cool.
Yeah.
Like he's a cool individual. He's not evil or anything. Meanwhile, everyone else was just like,
He's up to something.
Sussy Tanuki.
And also he's like, well, the Wisps like him, so he's got to be cool, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he was totally right.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's that level of, like, very simple understanding where sometimes the solution is to just keep it simple, stupid. And although the wiki makes it very clear on at least 3 occasions that Big is not stupid, I think the kiss analogy still applies here. Keep it simple, so Big the Cat.
If you need to vibe check for a party, literally just have Big as your bouncer, because if someone doesn't fit the vibe, he could be like, no.
He could either use his fishing rod to get you and lure you out the other direction. He could use his body bounce to quite literally bump you out the door. He could honestly, he'd probably just pick you up and just throw you out.
Or he could Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess this, where I don't know if you're familiar with this exploit for the final boss when you're fighting Ganondorf in that game. You can distract him with the fishing rod. Wait,
really?
If you cast it, he will lose focus on you and focus on where you cast your line. And when you do that, you can quickly drop it, pull out your sword, and get some free swings on him. This works.
God.
This is an actual exploit.
God. That's hilarious. Wow.
Big the Cat would be so good in Twilight Princess. Just, Froggy, what? Whack, whack, whack.
I don't know if we've ever seen this distraction technique with Big the Cat and his fishing rod, but like I wouldn't put it past him for that to work. Big the Cat also just going on his other innate abilities. I got a strange feeling he's got a really good memory. And I mean, like, I only pull that from the many times that I remember seeing Big the Cat in Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I played more of Battle than I did the original. But when you played that game, Lycos, did you ever see Big the Cat in the stages and stuff?
I didn't think he was in the stages.
He is in the stages.
Where? What stage?
I know off the top of my head, I know in Pumpkin Hill, he's hanging in a cage. In City Escape, he's running alongside the gun truck halfway through the chase scene.
That's awesome.
Dude, and then apparently, and I was double checking on the wiki, again, I only played Battle, not the original, but apparently in the original Sonic Adventure 2, Big the Cat has a cameo in every single stage except for the car stages.
Wow.
And has a cameo appearance in all of the cutscenes.
Interesting.
And I never caught that.
No.
Supposedly, in Sonic Adventure 2, you could button mash at just the right time in the cutscenes, and Big the Cat would just pop into the scene somehow.
Weird.
Never knew that.
I never knew that.
Never experienced that. In Battle, they removed him from a lot of the stages, and then in the PC port later on, they brought him back. And you know how in Battle they have, in the multiplayer mode, they have the little mechs for the chows?
Oh yeah, I know he has one.
He had one in the original, but they removed him in favor of the Dark Chow, apparently in the Battle version.
I know he had one. It was basically Eggman's mech, except I think it's like the fist on it that like Eggman could use is replaced with Froggy.
Oh, really?
I want to say there is like a visual difference. I don't have an image, but I do have this line here. In Sonic Adventure 2, Froggy appears as a part of the Egg Walker while Big is piloting it in a multiplayer mode. He replaces the glove used by Eggman as a close attack weapon. For unknown reasons, Froggy still possesses Chaos's tail. And that's a weird thing I've noticed with a bunch of Froggy cameos, is some of them he still has the Chaos tail, even though he shouldn't.
Inconsistencies, Sega. Come on, man.
Come on,
chop, chop.
man. We don't want inconsistencies. I mean, if you're doing something like toys, like that's fun, because I don't know if I've told you about this, but I actually have a Big the Cat figure.
You got one of those too? No way.
I didn't know you had one. I have a Big the Cat
Oh, no,
figure.
I don't have one.
Oh.
I didn't know that you also had a Big the Cat one.
Oh, in the first batch of Sonic figures I collected, he was one of the characters. It came with like Ham, 2 Chaos Emeralds, a fishing rod, and Froggy had Chaos's tail.
That's interesting.
I think these figures, like in terms of a chronology, they take place during Sonic Adventure, even though like the entire cast isn't a part of that figure set, because I think it's Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Eggman, and Big, and I think that was it. So yeah, we don't have Amy, and Gamma was not a part of that set either, but we did get a Gamma figure. I don't know if we ever got an Amy figure, though. I'd have to look that up.
To be fair, whether or not Big the Cat was a part of this chronology or anyways, he might have just been in the background, and they conveniently pulled him out of the shadows for the purpose of the toy set, for example. Because I wouldn't be surprised of that.
Yeah, but it would still be weird because, again, Froggy had Chaos's tail for the figure.
Now, going back to me saying that Big the Cat's got a pretty damn good memory, is that, and I never got to it in Shadow Generations because I just haven't gotten there yet. Apparently, you can find Big the Cat being pulled through time and space and whatnot to find his way towards Shadow in white space, and he will recollect seeing Shadow run past him time after time after time, making reference to some of the stages back in Sonic Adventure 2. It seems to imply that instead of those cameo appearances being kind of like, you know, fuel for the player and the scene of the mind, that those appearances are canon.
Yeah.
That Big the Cat actually was following every single person throughout that entire game, finding themselves on the Ark, in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the ruins, or in space. And like, the question dawns on me, how the hell did Big get to space? Did he hang onto one of the rockets? Does his lore have the power to like gravitate him towards other celestial structures? Like, Big, what are you hiding from us?
He could have just found himself on the rocket, or who knows, maybe he just found a rocket and flew it to space. He does have some kind of weird innate ability to fly things, as we see in Sonic Adventure, where he flies the Cyclone off the egg carrier and flies it back to Mystic Ruins, because that's how him and Froggy got up. And he has no flying experience, and he flew this thing perfectly. I mean, it still crash lands because there's no landing gear, but he walked away fine, uninjured.
Big the Cat is a savant. Simple-minded, we love him. Very friendly, we love him. Innately good at things, we love him. I bet that man has never been formally trained in fishing. Never. He picked it up and he was like, this is mine.
I'm willing to bet he could probably hack the Pentagon by accident, no problem.
It just so happened that the password was Froggy. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, my Froggy! I'm here for my Froggy! Sir, this is the Pentagon McDonald's. I want my Froggy!
Would you like McFrogs with that?
Yes.
I just love Big the Cat because I love how innately himself he is. There's almost a form of plot. I don't know what you call this, but the plot almost seems to revolve around Big the Cat bending to his whims when he has no conscious idea that it's happening. Like, I don't know how, like, maybe for instance, he doesn't have the ability to go into space. He doesn't have the ability to keep up with all of the different characters of the Sonic universe. He's actually not very fast. He actually can't spin dash, and he's actually not that good at fishing. Just vibe with me for a second here.
Okay.
What if the world around Big morphs in such a way that even though he's not good at it, it appears that he can keep up because the world revolves around Big and his massive gravitas.
I was just about to say, are you making another fat joke that he has his own
No, I'm making a gravity
pull?
joke. It's a gravity joke, Lycos, but gravity as it pertains to the plot.
So you're saying he's so dense that he has his own gravitational pull, so the planet is actually going around Big.
I'm not going to confirm any of that. Why don't you check in with Big's mother?
Mother?
Not mother, as opposed to Zomother.
For all the places Big has been, like, I'm not going to question most of them because, you know, he's just at the wrong place and then things go poorly, like Angel Island during the Neo Metal Sonic situation. But hear me out. How did he get into the world of the Arabian Nights?
I'm sorry?
You know, Sonic and the Secret Rings, where Sonic is in that world with the Arabian Nights. Apparently,
He's in a storybook.
Apparently, Big got in there too.
Well, maybe like that's just the same as the other characters, right? There's a storybook version of them that happens to appear in the story, right?
No. This is Big and Froggy.
Like it's just Big in the Arabian Nights?
On Froggy's page, they make an appearance in that game. Froggy appears in a few of the pictures taken by Big during his journey through the world of the Arabian Nights.
Oh, so it's not just like, oh, here's an Arabian Nights character that Big the Cat is playing as.
It is Big and Froggy. What? I don't know.
There are so many pictures here. What the heck? Dude, he had his own adventure. Dude, do you see this picture of Froggy as a constellation?
What? No.
Do you see this?
No.
Oh my god. This is beautiful. That's a frog up there.
Oh, I love that. That's adorable, but also
He's still
terrifying.
staring up at it. He's still staring up at it with those dead eyes that he has. No offense, Big, but like, blink.
Dude, Big never
Please.
blinks. Also, with him going to space, guess who makes a cameo appearance in Sonic Colors for the DS?
Let me guess. Is it Big the Cat?
It's Froggy and Big, because Froggy needed to get into the aquarium world, and Big needs to get him out.
I mean, I feel like I can explain the whole Sonic Colors thing. You know,
Yeah.
space elevator. You know, he probably just bought a rocket. He's probably got a stack of cash that he never tells anybody about, and he could just afford rocket travel.
He probably thinks it's just green stuff, and he just
Just
has
green
it,
stuff.
and he just gives it to people, and things happen, and he's like, "Ooh, I like this." And he just keeps
Now,
getting
for-
more somehow.
Now, for the Arabian Nights, now I have a possible way to explain that as well. Because in Sonic Frontiers, we also see Big the Cat make an appearance in cyberspace, and Sage claims that there is no record of Big the Cat being in cyberspace, and that instead it might just be a subconscious conjuration of Sonic's mind projecting into cyberspace that Big is actually there so that he can cope with his situation.
Yeah.
Now, I could say by extension that maybe in the power of the Secret of the Rings, that Sonic the Hedgehog just subconsciously hallucinated these Big the Cat photos, and that if he were to show Big the Cat, like, you took this photo of you in the Arabian Nights, and Big the Cat's just like, that's not me.
I don't have a camera.
Is this you staring at a constellation of Froggy in the world of the Arabian Nights?
No.
Yes. So you're saying you were in the Arabian Nights? No, I've never been there.
Big the Enigma. He's just there.
He's just there. And I'm telling you, man, if there were any Sonic character that stared into the void and the void stared back and granted upon him some powers, Big the Cat has got to be the guy, because just look at that 1,000-mile stare.
Dude, his eyes, who knows what that man is seeing?
Maybe the reason why Big thinks slowly is because his mind is still processing the moment of his creation. What if Big the Cat is God?
What if Big the Cat is stuck in his mind wondering, we don't have toes.
Lycos, why the hell did you say that?
Well, look at what he's wearing. He's wearing sandals.
No. I see that there. My attention has now gravitated towards Big's lack of toes. Why did you have to do that to me?
Hey man, I just think it's an
What's,
interesting...
I don't want to have to ask the question which Sonic characters have toes, because that's not an appropriate conversation to be having.
That's a weird conversation. It's just a weird note for me. I'm just like knowing how toes work and like why they work. It's weird that they don't have toes.
So I just found a Reddit page saying that it really freaks somebody out that Sonic characters have no toes. And apparently, it appears that Eggman's the only character with toes.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh no, it goes deeper.
Uh-oh.
One of the concept arts for Cream, rendered Cream with toes. Specifically, wait, do you remember Propeller Eared Cream?
No, Propeller Ear Cream had toes?
That one's got toes!
Oh no.
No, why, Internet? Why have you graced me with the information that if all the other characters, it had to be early Cream?
Oh, it's so cursed. I need to see this
Oh,
for
apparently,
myself.
and Chip from Sonic Unleashed. A couple of the characters from Sonic Boom. I don't want to go any farther in this. I don't want this.
All good.
I don't want this. Maybe Big's the only person capable of going that deep, and he's still processing it to this day with that 1,000-mile stare. He's still coping with it. Where the hell do we go with this?
I don't know.
How do we get here?
Well, we were talking about Big and his adventures and his 1,000-mile stare. Not a thought between those eyes.
Don't say that about my boy.
Listen, man, his thoughts are either fishing or where is Froggy? Beyond that, there is
my
nothing there.
What about Big the Cat as he exists in other forms of Sonic media? Are you familiar with not Big the Cat, but Smalls the Cat?
No, I am not.
Evidently, there is an alternate zone in the pre-Super Genesis wave part of the comics where there is a Smalls the Cat who exists in another zone separate from the primary zone, who apparently goes along with, looks like a green hedgehog. Oh, Scourge the Hedgehog. So this is in the Scourge universe.
Okay, so this is the Scourge universe. So that means everything is opposite. Yay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
And
wonder
Big the Cat looks like a He looks like a prison bully.
I wonder if that means that this one is not like laid back.
Oh, he doesn't seem like it.
Oh, yikes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
Dude looks like a little bit of a menace.
He's reminding me of Pete.
Oh, a little bit.
Like if Pete went to prison.
Dude, if Big went to prison changes him, man.
Dude, I feel
it
like
changes the cat.
if our normal, usual Big went to prison, a lot of people would be like, why is he here? And also, I feel like his vibe would spread among the other inmates, so they would all just be laid back and cool.
Yeah, right?
Just get back to work. Hey, man, I'm just doing my job. It's okay. You want to chill out? We have a little fishing mini game over here. It's plastic fish, so it's not as cool, but you can still chill out and join us. It spreads like a disease through the prison. So eventually everyone is just laid back and cool.
All of a sudden, every single person in the prison is all of a sudden placated just because of the wholesomeness of not so Big the Cat. Now, I feel like it's also worth mentioning, too, that Big the Cat appears in the Sonic Prime series, which personally I'm not finished through yet, but there's a couple of versions of him that exist in the other, I guess, Prime zones. I don't really know the terminology there. One of them, there's Denizen 1998, there's Catfish, and then there's Hangry Cat. And I don't need to know anything else aside from these characters, except from this image of, quote, Hangry Cat. He just looks so happy.
Oh, he's really cute.
Look at the boy.
His eyes are so dilated. Oh, that reminds me of my family. We have a cat named Dandy, and his eyes are like always dilated like that. And of course, he has Froggy from Sonic Prime, who looks kind of freaky. I don't like Prime Froggy. He kind of scares me.
Yeah,
I don't
Froggy
know
looks
why.
like he's seen some too.
What about Lego Froggy from Lego Dimensions? Because of course, Big has his own little thing called a Big's Big Fishing Adventure 4.
What happened to 1 through 3?
I don't know.
What? I mean, to be fair, Lycos, the first thing that I thought about when I looked at that picture of Lego Froggy was that studs have a little hole sometimes in them.
Yeah.
And you could stick a pole in that. And all I could think of was Froggy on a stick.
No, better. Because the hole's on top, you could give Froggy a fishing rod. And then him and Big could go fishing together.
And then Froggy would just be out there just like throwing his head around trying to fish stuff. And Big's just like, I'll show you, little buddy.
I'll show you, little buddy.
It's all in the wrists.
You don't have wrists, so that's okay.
The perfect cast.
The perfect cast, little buddy.
I just love this dynamic between Big and Froggy, and just like Big and other people as well. Like even you pointed out in the Zombot episode that there's references to like the song that they've got, the Hey Big Guy, Hey Little Guy.
Yes.
And I love that.
So actually, I want to talk about that whole Big's Big Adventure.
Oh my God.
It kicks off like every other adventure. Froggy's missing. So Big wanders place to place trying to find him. One of them, he's in a sewer fishing because he's taking a break. And Sonic's running through the sewer. And as Sonic runs by, he says, "Hey, Big Guy." And Big replies, "Hey, little guy." He moves on to Angel Island when they were fighting Metal Overlord. So Angel Island actually fell.
Master Overlord.
Thank you. Angel Island fell while Big was on it trying to find Froggy, so he fell off into the ocean, and then Angel Island went back up, and he's like, "Well, I didn't see you there, and I hope you weren't in the ocean, otherwise it'd take me forever to find you." And then he's going through all these other places, starting like when the metal virus pandemic begins. So he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been hearing stories about scary monsters at night." They actually have a panel where he's in restoration headquarters when they're like housing all these refugees. And actually in the main story, Big is there because one of the dialogue bubbles from when they're having just a pan shot of this thing is, "Where is Froggy?" And so Big is there trying to find Froggy, and Gemerald at one point stops him, and it's just like, "Hey, I haven't checked you for an infection yet." And he just goes, "But I'm not sick though." And he actually got out of there right before the Zombot breakout happened.
No.
Like right before everything went downhill, he casually left.
You out here saying that he's in the wrong place at the right time, or the wrong time. He's in the wrong place at the right. Never mind.
Yeah. Like I kind of know where you were going with that. He got the heck out of Dodge at the right moment. So he finds Froggy. and they start dealing with some zombots. He does the right thing, which he literally ties them to a tree with his fishing rod, because, you know, Big's got
nice
that
guy.
power, and he doesn't want to mess with these guys. But
Mercy
unfortunately
by
for
the
him,
force of Godcat.
Froggy jumped on one of their heads. So the last shot of this adventure, it's like Big is sitting down with Froggy. He's like, hey, you've been really quiet. You okay? Froggy is fully infected at this point, and it's a pan shot of the Mystic Ruins. Everything there is infected. Big, all the trees, it's all infected.
Oh,
it's
man.
such a terrifying shot. I'll see if I can find it for you.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. We knew Big got infected because we see him in a previous shot, and then also like during the climax, like that's actually how Amy gets infected, because he's one of the ones thrown on Angel Island. She tries to whack him with her hammer to no effect at all. Basically, her hammer bounces off him and he doesn't even stagger.
Dude, because he's super strong. He's Big the Cat.
Yeah, he's a big...
Even in Zombat form, he's still a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big, strong boy. That final shot there, I'm like, oh, it's cute that they're back together, but I'm like, oh, it's so messed up because everything's gone.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Such a cool shot, though. Again, that arc had some really fantastic art pieces. So good.
I love Big the Cat. I want to see Big the Cat in a Sonic Paramount movie, just because I want to know who would voice act him and how they would do it, and whether he's a main character or otherwise.
I mean, he's had some pretty good voice actors, because his original voice actor was John St. John. Oh yeah, it was Oliver Wyman for a while, like 2005 to 2010, and then again in 2016. And Oliver, has he done anything else that I know? Oh, he was Morty in the original Shaman King dub. Oh, I know exactly who this dude is. Although he's not voiced by Oliver Wyman anymore, he's actually voiced by Kyle Herbert, who has also done some really big roles. So he's Gohan in Dragon Ball. He was Kamina in Gurren Lagann.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
He was also Kakuin in JoJo.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so like Big's had some really good voice actors.
I love Big. He exists across all universes in beautiful, beautiful ways.
Is Big a JoJo reference? The answer is yes. Hey, Froggy, check out my stand. Froggy. Oh man, now I just wish Big was real and I could just hang out with him and just go fishing.
Dude, it's been a hot minute since I fished.
Dude, same.
I would love to go
be
fishing.
Such a cool time, just chillaxing with your bro, just fishing, just having a grand old time.
And goodness gracious, if you pull up a Chaos Emerald, that's where the adventure begins.
It would be Sonic Adventure all over again. Because wasn't that how he got the Chaos Emerald that Froggy ate?
I honestly don't remember.
I don't remember how he found it. I feel like he fished it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
That man can he can fish for badniks, he can fish for froggies, he can fish for fish, he can fish for rocks.
He can fish for cybernetic fish. He can fish
He's
for
fishing
sharks.
for adventure. So like, what else about Big the Cat?
I mean, he just kind of chills and is just everywhere, apparently. So I guess I will repeat your
love Big the
question of
Cat.
just, where do we find ourselves?
I feel like I find myself on the side of a slow-moving creek, toes in the water. I have toes, Big does not.
Mm-hmm.
Lore in the water, sitting there with my good pal Lycos.
Yeah.
Just enjoying a nice day out on the river, attempting to catch fish. And oh, what's that on my line?
Ooh.
What are you?
You caught some... Ooh, what'd you catch?
Oh my god! I caught another episode of LoreX.
No way. What's this episode about?
I don't know. I'm gonna take this next episode of LoreX. I'm gonna bring it into my hut.
We're gonna have
You
to
stay
appraise
out here,
it.
Lycos. I'm gonna praise it. I'm gonna gut it. I'm gonna process it, and I'm gonna present it to you on a beautiful platter next time.
Thank you guys for hanging out and chilling out. If you've been listening to this while you've been out fishing, a big episode just for you. And hope you caught some cool fish. And if you're not out fishing, I hope you're having a grand old day, and thank you for listening. So I am LoreX, the Game Fusionist. You can find me mixing games together over on YouTube.
Don't you mean you were Lycos Lore?
Oh yeah, what did I say? I said LoreX, didn't I?
Dude, you're so chill, you're forgetting who you are.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. I'm just a guy here. I'm Lycos Lore.
And I'm also LoreX, aka Camera with an X, the video game cocktail mixologist on Twitch, the YouTube, doing my own form of elevator pitch. Cast you all in the next episode.